At just 38 years old, Kenichi Ebina shocked the world when he stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage and made his head look like it detached from his body. By the end of that season, he wasn't just another contestant. He was the first ever dancer and the first foreign-born performer to win AGT. He took home $1 million, wowed over 120 million YouTube viewers, and became a global sensation. But what happened after the confetti fell? Did he build that Vegas dream show he always talked about? Or did life take him in another direction entirely? Let's dive into the story of Kenichi Ebina, where he came from, what he built after AGT, and where he is today. Kenichi Ebina was born in Japan in 1974 and moved to the US in 1994 to study. Dance wasn't part of the plan. In fact, he stumbled into it almost by accident, pulling out the Running Man at a college party and realizing he loved the rush. From there, he taught himself by watching videos, building a style that was equal parts hip-hop, mime, martial arts, and pop culture magic. He never called himself a dancer in the traditional sense. Instead, he described what he did as dance-ish, a mix of illusions, storytelling, and movement. Early on, he tested his skills with a crew called Bai Tree Pie, winning New York's Apollo Theater Amateur Contest several times, and eventually becoming one of its rare grand champions. These victories gave him the confidence to take his unique blend of pantomime, robotics, and theatrical tricks to bigger stages. In 2013, everything changed. Kenichi walked onto the AGT stage with a routine straight out of The Matrix. One moment he was gliding across the floor like a robot, the next his head seemed to float off his shoulders. The judges, Mel B, Heidi Klum, Howard Stern, couldn't believe their eyes. Stern even told him, "I could watch you all day." Round after round, he kept the audience guessing. One week he gave a heart-stopping dubstep performance, the next a slow, emotional dance that felt like a love story told without words. His versatility was unmatched. When the finale came, he beat comedian Taylor Williamson and country singer Jimmy Rose to become Season 8 champion. Not only was it a personal triumph, but it was historic. Before Kenichi, most winners were singers. His victory proved that dance, even unconventional experimental dance, could take center stage. The $1 million prize and a shot at a Las Vegas run were just icing on the cake. For Kenichi, the real win was exposure. As he later admitted, this AGT experience wasn't to win. It was more for promotion. Still, his audition alone went on to rack up over 120 million views online, cementing his place as one of the show's most iconic acts. Overnight, Kenichi became a star. In Japan, his win was front-page news, and suddenly he was getting offers he'd never dreamed of. TV shows, festivals, concerts. He toured the world, from Dubai to Las Vegas, headlining major events and performing at high-end parties, including Cirque du Soleil aftershows and even the Australian Open. The $1 million prize gave him breathing room, but he didn't splurge on a mansion or sports cars. Instead, he reinvested in his art, upgrading his lighting, video production, and staging to make his shows bigger and more cinematic. Despite the Vegas talk, Kenichi chose not to lock himself into a permanent residency. Instead, he kept things flexible, taking bookings across the globe and developing his own full-length theatrical productions. By late 2013 and 2014, he was busier than ever, one of the most in-demand performance artists in the world. Kenichi's momentum didn't fade after AGT. In fact, he expanded on it. He had already built a 90-minute one-man show before the competition, but after his win, he stretched it to 2 hours and took it on international tours. By 2021, his resume was staggering. Performances in more than 40 countries, over 300 cities worldwide. Around 2015, he moved back to Tokyo full-time and launched his own production and management company, LinQuest Incorporated, where he became CEO. Through LinQuest, Kenichi branched out beyond performing. He started producing large-scale shows, managing artists, and even launching his own weekly variety dinner show in Tokyo called Hammer the Jumble. This mix of dance, magic, and circus became one of his signature projects in 2024. But Kenichi never gave up the stage completely. He returned for AGT, The Champions, in 2019, reprised his iconic audition routine, and still pops up at major festivals and special events around the world. As of 2025, NBC notes he continues to tour from Japan to Dubai, while also working as a choreographer and director. One of Kenichi's biggest impacts since AGT has been as a mentor. He regularly holds workshops, teaches internationally, and guides younger acts. In fact, he played a direct role in coaching Japanese acts who later appeared on AGT. He mentored the unicycle dance troupe Unicircle Flow, who reached the semifinals, and in 2024 he was seen training Airfootworks, a Tokyo-based crew that carried his dance-ish legacy into season 19. Judges even credited him on stage as their mentor. In many ways, Kenichi has become a global guru for performers who want to mix storytelling, illusion, and movement, helping a new generation push the boundaries just like he did. Despite his fame, Kenichi has kept his personal life grounded. After 20 years in the US, he moved back to Tokyo in 2015, where he lives with his wife and daughter. He's active on social media, especially Instagram under the handle at Kenichi_Ebina_Ebeacon, where he shares rehearsal clips, behind-the-scenes moments, and glimpses of his life as both performer and producer. Fans also see him regularly on Japanese variety shows and Got Talent live tours, where he still draws big crowds. Looking back, Kenichi Ebina did more than just win AGT. He changed what audiences thought a solo dance act could be. His combination of mime, robotics, and cinematic projection inspired countless imitators and even influenced future Got Talent productions. Critics have compared him less to past winners and more to visionaries like Cirque du Soleil creators, artists who don't just perform, but direct entire stage experiences. For dancers worldwide, his story became proof that creativity and originality could beat the odds on a stage usually dominated by singers. So, where is Kenichi today? At 51, he's still performing, still touring, and still innovating. But his role has expanded. He's now as much a producer and mentor as a performer. His company LinQuest continues to run shows out of Tokyo like Hammer the Jumble, while he coaches new acts and collaborates internationally. He may not be in daily headlines anymore, but to his fans and to the dance world, he's still the dance-ish artist who made history on AGT and redefined performance for a generation. Kenichi Ebina's story is one of reinvention, from a college student doing the Running Man, to a million-dollar champion, to a global producer shaping the next wave of performers. And even now, more than a decade after his AGT win, he's proving that true artistry doesn't fade. It evolves. So what do you think? Did Kenichi change AGT forever? Or was he a one-of-a-kind lightning strike? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of the stars who defined America's Got Talent.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.